One. Hello, my name is Bryce Tubbs. With me today is Danielle Downey. She's a rapid transformation coach, a best-selling author, a speaker, podcast guest, and domestic abuse expert. She specializes in working with clients to help them feel less stuck, less off balance, and more attuned in a short period of time. Thank you so much for coming on the show today, Danielle.
It's a pleasure for having me. Thank you.
Excellent. What was life like before you got into coaching and into this field, and what was the catalyst that brings you in?
So I was a midwife, so I delivered babies for a living. I've got 6 of my own children. I'm a childhood sexual abuse survivor, so I'd always been working on mindset, and I was always very resilient. And I always was very sure that my past was never going to define my future. And I kind of fell into coaching, really. I'd always done mentoring as a midwife. I started working in network marketing because I was really short on the money. So I worked in network marketing for a long time and built up my coaching skills, and then did a formal coaching course and realized that a lot of my network, a lot of the women that I came into contact with, I do work predominantly with women, and that's just the way it's kind of fallen. I'm not sexist, it's just that women come to me. I realized that a lot of women were kind of stuck through trauma. And because I'm such a big believer in the fact that my trauma doesn't define me, women reached out to me for coaching, and that's kind of how I fell into it.
So you're saying the main problem is they feel stuck. Like, what does stuck mean? Like trapped? They just don't know where to turn. They don't know what to do, or what does that mean?
Yeah, I think lots of people who've survived trauma define themselves by the trauma, that they believe that that's who fundamentally they are. And that's not what I believe. And that's not certainly what I'm able to show clients, is that their trauma might manifest itself into how they are, but who we are is much often more powerful. The who I am is tenacious and intelligent and resourceful and resilient. The how I am sometimes can be a bit full of anxiety, sometimes a bit tired, but it's not the who I am is much greater. And that's what I'm really able to impart with my clients. And that allows them then to make better life choices about relationships, about jobs. Quite often they've detached themselves from their intuition. They're able to sort of, to really raise their vibration and their intuition level. So they're making choices that are congruent with them.
Can you talk about, actually, that's kind of cool, raising your vibration?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say something different. I was like, that's interesting.
For me, I'm a great believer that the universe responds to what we put out. When I started to really notice the changes within my sphere, the way I was, when I started to release myself of the guilt that I carried because of my childhood, as an adult, I was into my 40s really. I noticed that the people that came to me, the people that the universe sort of sent to me, the relationships I forged, the opportunities that opened were really different. And my vibration now is a much higher, more positive frequency than it was sort of stuck, trapped in the past.
Can you talk about, developing awareness about things that, make you feel good? Because I'm sure that some people unconsciously feel good and feel bad, but they don't really take the time to really notice what those things are.
Yeah, for me, there is no good and there is no bad. I tend to say to my clients that there is no good emotion, there is no bad emotion. Some moments of the day, especially with what's been going on all around the world with this wretched pandemic, I felt really trapped. I felt really anxious. I felt angry sometimes. And I've just allowed that. I've just run with it because I don't believe that there is any negative emotion per se. It's just a feeling. Anxiety is just a feeling, yet we try and constrain ourselves by saying, I am anxious. That's just how I feel. And the words that we use that come out of our mouths either empower us or disempower us.
So when you're stressed out and you don't feel like pressure or anything like that?
I still do, but I don't get kind of boxed in with it. So I will just now say, do you know what? Today, in this moment, I hate coronavirus. I don't actually in the moment today. I'm having a really good day, but because of my childhood, I was I like to control my environment. I don't deal particularly well with uncertainty. And I put that back to the how I am because of my childhood. It's not who I am. And I like predictability. Yeah, I also quite like a bit of risk, which is a bit odd. So I do, but I just kind of run with that now. I've released that. Coronavirus for me has been a great teacher. It's allowed me to say, actually, do you know what? I can't control certain things. I've had to take a step back. My work dried up with clients literally overnight because people were starting to watch their money, which is fine. So I've been writing a lot more in the garden. I've done gardening. I've taken up running again with my son. I've been out on the beach paddleboarding. So for me, actually, whilst I do have days when I feel very constrained by coronavirus, I just say, actually, that's okay. I'm allowed to dislike it in this moment, but it's not defining my whole day.
Okay. Yeah, that's very, very true statement. I actually kind of agree with what you're talking about with like the feeling. Everybody is always like, they come to me because they want to stop feeling angry. Or they want to stop feeling like, well, that's not going to work. It's always going to come back, and you might as well.
Yeah,
Or,
we're human creatures, and I say to my clients, we're part of being alive is to feel. Whether I feel angry or jealous in a moment, whether I feel sad, whether whatever emotion it is, there is no bad emotion for me. That's just my personal sort of opinion, and that seems to really help release my clients, a lot of whom have come from trauma, like I say, that perhaps they feel guilt or they feel anger towards a perpetrator, or they feel sad for times that should have been different.
mm-hmm.
And part of being able to sort of move on and step ahead and actually, step into our full power is about saying, actually, that's okay. I'm okay with that feeling.
Exactly. Nice. Just kind of switching gears, what is the vision, either for as far out into the future as you want to go? What does the vision for you look like?
For me personally, is to leave a legacy. I want to know that I've left this world in a better place than it was when I arrived on it 46 long years ago. And if that means that I am the person that stands up to oppression and subjugation, and the person that puts their head above the parapet and speaks out about things that need tales that need telling, then I'll do that, because I believe that we have to be the change. We can't just verbalize stuff. We have to actually put those words into action. So I do a lot of work with the police now. I do a lot of work empowering victims of abuse. I wrote a book about my sexual abuse, and the amount of people that come to me now and say, actually, thank you, I know I'm not alone. I know that those ripples on a pond from me doing that have kind of started the momentum going with that. So for me, it's about leaving a legacy. It's about doing the right thing and being more.
Also, what does the word success mean to you?
Oh, success. I would say success is about having the freedom to do what I want when I want. I'm very lucky financially. I'm very stable. I've worked very hard the last few years to get financially stable. But success is about, for me, is about being my own boss. It's about having a happy heart and a happy soul, and being able to help others now. I'm very fortunate that I do a lot of volunteering. I volunteer at our food bank. In the last 12 weeks, I've shopped for 13 people a week, because I've got the time to do that. So I'm lucky that I haven't had to sort of hold down a job with a boss that says I have to work certain hours. So for me, that's success, being empowered enough and having the time to be able to say, actually, I'm doing some stuff for other people today.
Nice. Are you working on any new programs or projects, courses, one-on-one sessions, group things?
Yes, I'm looking at an online course, because I believe that I can help a lot more victims of domestic abuse if I ran an online course rather than just working one-to-one, and that's power of numbers. I'm doing a lot more stuff with the police at the minute to try and make things better for victims and survivors. A lot of that is unpaid, but I don't mind. And I think just for me, it's just getting my name out there to be able to know that actually I'm a very credible sort of person. I've got the qualifications in domestic abuse and the coaching qualifications, and I'm here. I can really assist people.
Excellent. Where can people either go to learn more about you, or where can they go to connect with you?
So I'm on Facebook. as the Rapid Transformational Coach. I've got my website, which is danielledowney.co.uk, and you can connect with me via there, via all the mediums at the bottom of the page. And I'm really happy to sort of to chat. I tend to sort of, if somebody wants to work with me, we will do sort of 15-minute, 20-minute call. It often runs over. And I always say that not every coach is right for every person. And if I believe that there's somebody I can't help, then I'll never dream of taking somebody's money. So I think it's much more about being authentic, and knowing our limits, and also knowing whether somebody is ready to actually move on and you know, sort of make a difference in their own life.
Yes. You know, can you actually spell your name so people can type it in case they can't see it right now?
Yeah, of course. It's Danielle. That's Danielle, Downey, Downey.
Nice. You know, thank you for your time today, and thank you for, you know, providing some great value.
Well, it's a real pleasure. It's lovely to meet you, Bryce.
Excellent. And,
Thank you.
You're welcome. And for those watching, we hope that, you know, you got some tremendous value out of watching this episode. If you'd like to go and join a community where people are, you know, improving themselves every day and helping others do the same, I recommend that you go and check out our community either above or below the video. It's basically a mastermind where people come together and support each other every single day. So if that is what you've been searching for, please come and join us inside that community by clicking the links either above or below and checking it out to learn a bit more. Hopefully you enjoyed watching this as much as we enjoyed creating it. Feel free to hit that share button so other people can get some great value as well. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. See you later. Done recording in 3 and 2 and 1.